Good morning, everyone. How have you all been doing? How's your experience so far? How's your experience so far? Thank you. Thank you for the energy. So today I'm going to talk about entrepreneurship business. But before I start sharing my thoughts, I have a question for you all. Any Gujaratis in the house? Oh. Any Sindhis in the house? Jai Jhulelal. Game show. So why I asked about Gujaratis and Sindhis. There's something very common between them. Any idea what can that be? Absolutely correct. There's business in our blood. Greetings everyone, this is Pinky Bahroos. I'm the founder at AST Stage. I'm a professional speaker. I conduct trainings related to communication, leadership. And I thought today let me speak on something else. Let me share my experience related to how I found AST Stage. Now before that, I have not been a businesswoman. Never. I was in Dubai for 11 years. I have worked into sales, and for 11 years I was working. Then what changed? Something happened. But before I share all that, let me take back to you all to the history. I'm Sindhi, and when you look at my surname, Pinky Bahroos, nobody will say it's Sindhi. Sindhis have surname ending with Ani, Jethani, Mulani, all that. So how can she be Sindhi? So there's a story behind it. My great-grandfather, he was a businessman in Japan. And he wanted to deal with the company. He knew that his company, that he can benefit that company in Japan. But that company was against Sindhis. A Sindhi had cheated them. And that company had decided, I'm not going to deal with any Sindhi. Now, my great-grandfather, he was like a true businessman. He said, no, I am going to get the deal. What do? I want to prove that Sindhis are good. What to do? He just did one thing. He changed his surname. That time, no documents were required to change the name. You just change it anyhow, that's it. So today, his surname, we are Berunanis. So the surname changed from Berunani to Bahroos. He went ahead, he gave the pitch, and guess what? He got the deal. Everything, the change of surname proved so lucky for him that from that day, he and his 7 brothers changed their surnames to Bahroos. So anywhere in the world, if you find any Bahroos, they are my relatives. Now coming to bit about entrepreneurship. Can we have the slides, please? Yeah. Can someone help me with it? Technical glitches do happen, and it's normal. So by the time, any people who are already in business here? Anyone already in Manju, yes. Anyone else? Awesome, awesome. So there must be something that drove you towards it. It may be your passion. That's what may happen. Okay, yeah. So welcome to Comprehending Entrepreneurship, and these are the steps which I took. I know the chairs are in between, but I'll help you with it. What did I do? What steps did I take? First is analyze your skill and its use. So if you remember, I told I was in sales. What do we do when we are in sales? We love to talk. We love to interact. And I thought, talking, I love talking. I love to be on stage. What do? That's when I decided I'll get into professional speaking. That's how it started. Then decide what you want to do with it. Obviously, I want to speak on stage. I want to train. I want to share my experience, what I have learned, the knowledge I have, the experience I have. Study need and the market. So I decided, what am I good at? Of course, talking and communication skills. When I was in sales, my clients, they all told me one thing, that Pinky, they used to wait for me, like if anybody, like they used to wait for me to talk. Why? Because they loved my style of communication. They loved my customer service. For example, I was into airline industry, and like we have Olivia a while ago, I was into airline industry, and it's service-based industry. So if anyone, my regular clients, if they say, okay, this is the meal I prefer, this is the seat I prefer, this is my card number, or this is, I used to save everything. And what happened? They didn't have to worry about sharing the same details with me again and again. So I understood that, hey, Pinky, something is there and you're good at communication skills. Why don't you share that? So that's what I did, study need and market. Any market you go, any business, any work, whether it is IT, whether it is sales, or any work, communication skills is important. Anybody from HR here? So when you do interviews, I'm sure you look at the technical background, you look at the documents, but you also look at how they respond to your questions, how they behave with others. All that comes under communication skills. And this is the need of the hour. This is so important. Then I have to know the resources. What resources did I have? What do you think? What resources I have? I spoke about my skills. What resources did I have? Anyone? Knowledge, yes. Apart from that, connections, networking, yes. Something which we all crib about, oh my God, we don't have this. I had that because I had started working part-time from full-time. This is a big hint. Time. Money came later. So yes, I had time. So that is when I started focusing more and more on developing my skill. Then plan the how of it practicality. I thought I'm good at it, but I cannot stay there. I have to go a level up. I have to work upon myself. So what I did, I decided on steps to take. I joined Toastmasters, where I started learning how to speak on stage. Then I became member of different communities, for example, Indian Society for Training and Development, Professional Speakers Association of India, all that. I started working upon my network, started mingling with like-minded people. And then, of course, I had to execute. The plan is not going to help us. I can make the plan on paper, but it is not going to help us until and unless I start working on it. I started executing the plan. I started reviewing the plan on, like, every 3 months I sit and review what else can be done. And yes, repeat. Now, why I reviewed? Because it helps me understand the need. For example, when I started speaking back in 2017, I was someone who never used to use PPT. Not because I hated it, no, but because I was not tech savvy. I never used Canva because I was scared to use it. But gradually I realized, no, if I have to grow, because corporates used to ask, where's the deck? Where's the PPT? I said, okay, that means it is important to use it. So I started learning all this and started incorporating in my work. So that is why reviewing, understanding, continuously practicing is also important. I asked myself these questions. You all must have heard in India there's Kumbh Mela going on. We were talking about business, okay? So there's one, we have to understand the need. There's one gentleman, I read in news that, you know, Datun is Indian toothbrush and toothpaste. Yes. Oh, you got the name also, yeah. So he earned money just by realizing people need to brush their teeth. Where will they brush their teeth? They are not good. How will they get toothbrush? He started selling Datun and he earned almost 40,000. Then there's another person. Now people are taking mobiles. Can we live without mobiles now? It's difficult, right? It's not easy. We need mobiles. He put a charging point and he took 50 rupees per person for charging their mobile. What's the investment? Such less investment. But they saw the need and gave the solution. That is what business is. How is it different, unique, easy to use? For example, if I launch any product, suppose if your business is product based and initially you find good, oh, let's make it, you know, put these features, you put all the features. But then when it goes to customers, they are not able to use it. They're finding it difficult to use it. Initially the sales are good. What will happen gradually? The sales will decline because business should be such that if it is product based, it has to be easy, convenient. If it is service based or if you're selling any course or anything, it has to be easy for others to get that. Not only use it, but also others to get that. Another example I'll give you. I was not on Paytm. As I said, I've been very scared of all this. I was not on Paytm, Google Pay. But my client said, do you have Paytm number? How will we pay you? Then I understood, no, it's not always easy for them to pay by credit card and all. That's when I accepted Paytm also and started using it. So if I'm in business, I have to make the life easy of my client. Okay. How will you get customers with social media to use? That's also another thing which we have to think of. For example, if my industry, education industry, communication skills related, like I have to connect with HRs, corporates, colleges, universities, NGOs, I have to be on LinkedIn. So I am focusing there. But if yours is something related to fashion, related to beauty, which social media do you think will be helpful? Instagram. Yes. So you should know where you have to be. All this requires planning. Where will you sell? Which platform, distribution, all that. And also, you have to know about your competitors. What are they doing? What is working for them? What is not working? And the most important, which initially I did not think about. I was just enjoying and passionately going, speaking here, speaking there. And then I realized I'm not making that much money. So you also have to think about how will you make money. So these are the types of business. I'm just cutting it short here. Business to customer. Whether you're going to be online provider, offline provider. Whether you're going to take any franchisee. We have franchisees, McDonald's, Burger Kings and all. And of course, service or product related business. Also, we have to think about who our audience is going to be. If you're selling clothing, are you going to cater to all? Are you going to focus only on women, men? How is it? So, age, gender, location, all these factors you have to think about. And of course, what do your clients majorly do? My clients are majorly working professionals. So that means I have to be there. I have to network there. So you should know where your customers are. Funds. Now these are how we can get funds. Bootstrapping is you put a small amount. I also took a small amount and I said, I'm not going to put any more amount. Whatever I get, I'm going to continue working with it. I still don't have any website. And I'm yet fine with it. But gradually, I'll work on it. So there are few things. You have to decide what will work for you, what will not work for you. What is working for me is word of mouth. That is helping me a lot. You have to identify what is going to work for you. You may get investors, you may get grants from the government, and of course, bank and private loans also can be helpful. Of course, my business is such, it doesn't require any such thing. So that's how I planned it. Okay, this is something which is important, is adopt the bar, leave the ego. The biggest enemy of any business is ego. Adopt the bar is, you know, in fashion also, earlier we used to have clothing and now they are coming back. People are loving those again. So work, you can sometimes, you know, your business can sometimes bring back from the past. Add something new. And last but not the least, deduct the dormant, what is not working, and it's, you know, you have this product, it's not working, remove it. You have this service, it's not giving you much profit, remove it. It's just simple planning. This is what I use for planning. It is 6 Thinking Hats by Edward T. Bono. Emotions. What am I feeling about it? Daily you can wear one hat and plan. And this is not only for business. This is going to help you in any important decision you want to make, whether it's personal life, professional life, or in business. So red hat is all about emotions. How do you think you will feel? How do you think clients will feel? Blue hat is all about what the steps am I going to take? What planning am I going to do? Yellow hat, okay, I'm going to look at only the positives. I'm not going to look at negative at all today. Green hat, how am I going to do this differently? Is there any way I can do it creatively, differently? White hat, today I'm going to research. I'm going to study the facts. And black hat, today I'm going to look at the dangers, at the risks. So these 6 hats you can wear any and all, and it is going to help you in all the decisions you make. Okay, so as business professionals, we have to pitch. So this is something which has worked for me again. Introduction, my introduction. What is the complication? Complication is the problem. Board exams are going on now. ICSE is also going on now. Just to make it easy for you all to remember, this is ICSC. So introduction, complication, which is the problem, solution. If you look at the solution, if the complication, I'm asking them questions. I want to make them think that yes, these are the problems. I want to bring them on the same page with me, that yes, there is a problem and we can solve it together. Then solutions, and of course, the next step, which is the call to action. The do's is that is just the summary, which is know your market, network. For example, if we are here for networking, I know Manju present here very well. And I go and sit with Manju only. Manju, let's have lunch together. Manju, and I don't talk with anyone else. Have I done right or wrong? I'm very comfortable with Manju. Have I done right or wrong? I have to meet with other people. I have to network. I have to make connections. And I have to help others to make connections. Customer service priority. Today, that has a lot of importance. And we have to be digital savvy because I adopted, and it's not that difficult to adopt because everything is online now. Everything is almost digital now. We have to know the laws of the country. If to set up a business, my business is registered. How to register? What is the process? These simple things. The laws are going to be helpful. And of course, maintain the finance. The don'ts, not overpromise. It's not going to help. Underestimate others. That's the biggest mistake. Underestimate our competitors, underestimate our clients. Oh, I'll do this and they'll agree. No. Why underestimate others? Take random risk. No. I prefer to take calculated risk. Then comes resist change. We have to accept change. Ignore having the right people with you. You can only grow if you have the right people with you. And yes, it takes time. If you're into business, we have to have patience. So last is what matters, not only in business, in our life, is our attitude. Wear customer shoes, wear the other person's shoes, empathy, focus on solution. Many times we focus on the problem. Let's focus on solution too. Keep our word. That is most important in building trust. As I said, for me, word of mouth helps. Why? Because I try my level best to keep the trust. I try my level best to deliver what I have been asked for. Sometimes things are not in our hand, which is okay. We don't have to be demotivated. That's again a learning. Language matters. How we speak matters. And last, as said in the panel also, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity, said by Albert Einstein. So I wish you all the very best. I am there on LinkedIn, and yes, there's a QR code. I always strongly believe in feedback. You can please scan this QR code, and let's just ask you 2 questions. One, your takeaway, and another one, your feedback. I'm not asking for name, contact number, anything. This is for my learning. That's what I believe in. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the opportunity.